Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. K.A. Shakur, and I'm the president of the SEBRC, which is the Southeastern Buddhist Retreat Center. Our next speaker is a dynamic leader and teacher. I've learned so much about nonprofits, about organization, about corporate leadership, along with the spiritual heart, and she's been a mentor to me. I'd like to introduce the interim president, Kathryn Taubert of SEBRC.
Thank you all for being here and for what hopefully you will be doing in the future for us. This is only the beginning of an organization that is not even 2 years old. And thanks to a handful of people, as I said earlier, we have begun to build a structure. Now, I took the job as interim president last April because our first president, Lama Losang, and our next president, Dr. Shakur, were, I felt, engaged in things that were much more important than the mere presidency. Yet you needed a president to help the organization build some structure, and that's what I hope we've done. But before I talk about that briefly, I want to address the elephant in the room. Some of you may recall last year we had a beautiful piece of property in Citra that we had hoped to be able to purchase. It had everything we wanted. Well, the owners of that property looked all over the state of Florida and parts of Texas for a place to move once they sold it to us and discovered there was no better place for them to be. And so they decided to hold on to the property and spend the rest of their retirement there for all the reasons that we wanted to buy the place. So we went back to square one. But that's okay, because as Buddhists, we're not supposed to be too attached to anything. Nothing is permanent. And so what you do is you look forward instead of backwards. Now, in your packet that you received when you checked in, you got a couple of handouts. You got a beautiful brochure. You also got a list of volunteer activities, and you got a copy of an organizational chart. Because what we've done in the fairly recent past, and we started this process when I was merely on the board, and we've been working on it diligently to build a platform from which to launch the next phase of SEBRC, also known as the Southeastern Buddhist Retreat Center. Thanks to Carlo, shorten that. We don't have to say that long word. We can say SEBRC now, so that's what I'm talking about when I say that. We built some structure. We have an organization. We have spent a lot of time developing stuff that's required by the IRS for not-for-profit organizations and for the watchdog agencies that keep an eye on us. Good morning, sir. Welcome, Mayor Ward. Thank you for coming. To that end, we now have a long-term and strategic 5-year plan, which are in development, but basically a platform. We have an organizational structure you can see by that chart that was included in your packet. We have a working website, a social media presence, an online newsletter, and thanks to those of you in here who are working on those things. We have a discrete mailing list of established supporters, which we're in the process of building. We have a comprehensive, very lengthy set of bylaws. We have policies on non-discrimination, conflict of interest, and a code of ethics. We have 7 committees and detailed commissions or job descriptions for each committee and 2 task forces. We have comprehensive financial policies and procedures, an up-to-date set of books and current financial information available to anyone who wants it. Thank you to our treasurer, Carlo, for working very hard to put this together, and you probably have a copy of our financial report there. I don't have to tell you, this has taken a while to sort of put this together, and it's a labor of intense effort And now we're very pleased to be able to say that we can meet the requirements of the IRS, and this is something that's very important for any not-for-profit. We also have membership in and recognition by GuideStar and Great Not-for-Profits, national charity watchdog agencies. When people want to donate, they go to these two organizations, among others, and they look up your charity to see if you are meeting the rules and regulations of the IRS and state organizations for not-for-profit organizations. We have a comprehensive list of volunteer activities for your consideration. You have a copy of those activities in your handout. Those are things that we need help in. Nancy said there's a quiet ache of yearning that occurs with many people. We're all here in this lifetime because we haven't gotten it right yet. We're working on it. Those of us in this room feel the sense of yearning to achieve the kinds of things that Aya was just talking about. To do this takes people. It takes effort. It takes time. It takes commitment. Now, if there isn't anything on that list of volunteer activities that appeals to you, fret not. We will find a place for you. There have been basically a handful of people that have been working diligently to put SEBRC together. We need more. The next phase of this organization is going to be the implementation of some pretty important programs as proof of concept. We need to be able to demonstrate to the public that we can deliver the programs and services that we say we want to deliver. To that end, today, under Dr. Shakur's tutelage, is being launched an international ad in a Buddhist publication, which offers books for sale, a portion of the proceeds which are to go to SEBRC. There are also videotapes of Lama Losang and various teachings that are available and being advertised internationally on our website. And these are in marketing what's called lost leaders. They're free. People can go to the website and access those videotapes, and hopefully it will encourage them to become supporters, perhaps even sustainers of SEBRC. Another thing that's planned for May, or thereabouts, is a retreat, a multi-day retreat, which offers a lot of the services and programs that we talk about. It's going to be at least 5 days, right? Over here at Celebration Point, at the hotel over there, and that's in the planning stages. And there's also discussion about having a major fundraiser attached to that particular event. These activities and more are planned for the new year, because now it's time for us to begin to launch as proof of concept all the things that we say we want to do for everyone to achieve that sense of inner peace and to satisfy that quiet yearning. What's next is, I hope that some of you here in this room who are not already involved will want to help us move into the future. There are usually a handful of people that do a lot of the work in any organization. In a not-for-profit organization, there's always turnover, just like there is in a profit sector. Having worked in both sectors for many years, I can tell you there are a lot of similarities. But in the not-for-profit sector, the kind of dedication that comes from wanting to do something for free, the compensations are many, but they are not necessarily tangible. The fact that all of you are here in this room tell me that if you're not already involved, you could become involved. And I think there are a couple of folks here that are going to be newly joining our board of directors. Jamie Swit, as you can see, is going to be a powerhouse with that passion that she has. Kali Blount, I believe, is going to be joining our board of directors. I would like everybody in the room who is a current volunteer or a past volunteer to please raise your hand. Applause to everyone. Okay, I'm not going to threaten to nail your feet to the floor for those of you who didn't raise your hands, but I'm hoping that you will fill out that form that you have with your name and address and contact information, and maybe even check off one of those things in which you are interested. If there's nothing there, just put other in the bottom. Put it face down on the desk or give it to one of us, and you will be contacted. And I want to thank everyone who's here. I'm outgoing. It's been absolutely my pleasure for the last couple of years to work with some of the most talented people that I've met in my years as a chronic volunteer. I have been energized, encouraged. I think I've been a Buddhist all my life. I just didn't know it until about 4 years ago when I met Lama Losang. I had a cardiac arrhythmia and I went in for some holistic treatment, which he provided the solution for, by the way. It was a simple change in a supplement I was taking, completely resolved the issue. And I was so intrigued and kept going back, and then all of a sudden I was hearing more and more, and I joined KCTC, became a member of the Sangha, and the rest is history. And that quiet yearning I keep bringing up is being satisfied by having been associated with this group. And I wish you all the best for the future, and thank you all very much. And I will turn this back over to Dr. Shakur. Thank you.